So can I have your feedback now on the patient management process? How do you feel how we conducted these sessions?
Uh, for me po, super naging helpful po yung guide po na create nyo as parang yung last rotations po namin is specific to that rotation po. So with this po, para mas nagkaroon po kami ng system, lalo na with the benefit, risk, cost, and nalimutan ko yung last.
Availability.
Availability, ayun po. Meron po kaming ganun, similar to that sa therapeutics po namin na course. Pero it's a different approach po na makita po namin in application po here po sa rotation po namin itself na hindi lang po yung meds. So, mismong treatment po itself and other non-pharma treatment. So, very systematic po yung nag-approach po namin to this case.
And to add po, sir, kasi sa 201 po namin sa therapeutics, parang principle namin doon na hindi factor po yung cost in determining the management. So, at least this time, mas na-factor in na po namin yung cost and we know how to hindi mo compromise, but to seek the best possible diagnostic and management for our patients po.
Yeah.
Considering their backgrounds.
Okay. So cost is very important thing to factor in. No? Okay. Okay. Anything, Kit?
For me po, wait lang.
Okay.
Hi. For me po, the video also helped a lot with the pattern recognition and the prevalence, and it's nice na we got to apply it po sa case na to, because parang thinking of differentials and thinking about like with kung ano yung pretest probabilities nila, it's parang walang specific guidelines, but from the video po, we learned na okay, we can use this basis, and I don't know, but parang mas naging clear po sa amin, or like it really became helpful for us po when thinking of our differential and our primary working impression po.
So be very specific about your clinical diagnosis. Stick out your neck on what you think will be the number one, number two, then follow through it. No? You can always change it as you go along. No? So don't be afraid of this so-called wrong diagnosis. As long as you have a basis, you have a basis for your diagnosis, no? Stick to that. No? And then as you go along, further investigation, further follow-up on this patient, you can change your diagnosis. No? Okay. Okay. Mark Olido?
Yes, sir. Another realization lang sa ating session. I think it's best for us to consider all possible modalities of treatment po, even those na maybe the current literature po hindi na po nire-recommend ganun kasi there are cases po na baka yun yung best for the patient considering the patient's financial status or overall context po, sir. So I think we should be more considerate po of the capacity of the patient to avail these treatments that we can recommend po.
Yeah, okay. So thinking
Hello
of,
po.
speaking of yung mga even hindi na ginagamit, brings to mind yung mga supply and demand, no? Lalo yung mga gamot. Yung mga gamot na ginagamit in the past because of new drugs coming in, because of marketing by the pharmaceuticals, ginagamit ng mga doktor, yung mga bago na, no? Yung mga luma, actually effective pa, nawawala na. Di ba? Ang hirap hanapin yung mga gamot na yon, no? So, kasi pumapasok kasi yung yung law of supply and demand ng business sa practice of medicine, no? So that's a sad thing that disappointment that I have, no? Looking for the drugs na pwede pa pero effective. Parang yung mga chemotherapy, yung mga first line before was cyclophosphamide, sa breast cancer, cyclophosphamide, methotrexate, and 5-FU, no? Nowadays, halos walang gumagamit, no? They use more expensive medications. But the other week, no? Buti na lang, I heard of the But a medical oncologist still using the CMF. No? Okay. Natuwa naman ako. No? Okay. Sige, Mark, pick up.
And sir, siguro I think another thing that I picked up during this session is yung binanggit nyo about viewing the lab exams na we should only view it after like completing yung history and physical exam. Kasi parang napapansin ko, pag binibigay sa amin yung lab, tinitignan namin agad. And like parang we tend to be biased na parang gusto namin yung lalabas sa physical exam is consistent dun sa na nakita namin sa lab. So I think it's a good tip na saka lang dapat namin i-view yung labs kapag tapos na namin gawin yung history and yung physical exam para hindi ma-influence yung ginagawa namin for the physical exam.
Okay, tama yun, no? So, don't be biased, no? Number 2, ang advantage noon, pakita mo sa pasyente na magaling ka, even without the lab. You can, after your PE, tell them your diagnosis, no? And then, then ibangga mo sa lab na makikita nila. Kasi minsan alam na nila yung mga lab results, no? Example, in this particular patient, no, multiple thyroid nodules, and then pulse rate is 60. Sabi ko sa kanya na kung wala siyang gamot, most likely may pinagawa sa yung thyroid function test, no? Sabi niya, yes, meron ho. And I assume it's normal, no? So, pag talagang normal, ay tama, wala si doktor, ang galing naman ni doktor, no? So, that will add, parang yung reputation mo will be improved, no? Baka mag-refer sa yung mas maraming pasyente, no? Hanga na sa iyo. No? Okay. So, use yung lab, saka, pag kompleto na rin muna yung history and PE bago kayo mag-lab. No? Okay. Sino pa? Kit, ikaw na?
Yes, sir. So, given po the feedback, for the feedback po, parang I also place it po dun sa yung pinagawa niyo pong quiz, yung feedback po dun. So, I'll just reiterate what I said na parang I appreciated po the framework that you made po kasi it's more parang patient focus po, patient-centered po yung approach po to the patient when it comes to giving treatments po because parang anong nangyari po kasi ako parang more of parang mas reliant kasi ako sa mga CPGs really. So nung nalaman ko yung parang framework ko parang mas naging mas focus na ngayon sa physical exam and then history. So hindi na ako parang focus more of the, for example, ngayon laboratories and then also we take into consideration also the parang other aspects or the other factors po of the patient. So for example, kung kaya niya ba ma-afford yung mga treatment options. So for example, if kaya na niyang magpa-surgery or what. So kaya parang na-appreciate ko din yung framework ninyo po kasi parang my father is also treating po for the nodule po kasi. So parang dati po kasi parang malaki po yung nodule niya and then yung doctor po niya parang binigyan na lang po muna ng levothyroxine and then yun nga po naging effective naman po and then hindi na natuloy na yung parang surgical treatment po for him. So yan po parang mas na-apply ko po yung framework doon and then nakita ko po yung kung ano yung hindi naman sa vision pero parang doon yung approach po ninyo towards a patient. So yan.
Very good. Very good. Nice to hear na nangyari pa yung application sa father mo. Yung CPG, actually CPG is not that bad, no? Okay. But you must know when to use it, no? Ako, I would suggest that the first CPG to use is this framework. Then after that, you use the other CPGs. No? Okay. Ipasok na lang nyo. Let's say yung mga options for treatment, di ba? Benefit, risk, cost, gano'n. Ipasok na yung mga CPGs, no? But they should start with this patient management process muna. A lot of times I call it the motherhood of all CPGs is this framework muna. Start with this framework, no? Okay. So, okay. There are no more questions. We'll call it a day, no? It's wala pa tayong 12 o'clock, okay na. No? So let's have a group picture taking. Pwede?
Yes, po, sir. I
Ah,
can take a picture. Okay. Yun lang po. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Wait lang. Wait lang po, sorry. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much po, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I
Thank you
can send
po.
it sa Viber.
Okay, thank you. Nice to hear from you. Let's hope we can see each other in the hospital one time or another. Okay, the future. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you po. Thank you
Thank you po.
po.
You're welcome.